Hi guys, I'm Kendall Clement. Welcome back to Gallivanting Kendall. Today I want to give you tips on finding your perfect spot here in the Philippines. Shoot me an email at gallivanting.kendall23@gmail.com. That's gallivanting.kendall23@gmail.com. Hit like and subscribe, and let's ride. Hey guys, welcome back to the channel. Today I'm going to give you tips for finding your perfect spot to live in the Philippines. Let me tell you how I did it. The first recommendation, the first suggestion, big suggestion that I have is get familiar with the geography. You see, we have Google Maps today, and it is a great tool for learning the geography of the Philippines. Now, let me tell you how I did it. Over the pandemic is when I decided to make the move to the Philippines. And I was on dating sites and I was meeting Filipinas. And everywhere I met a Filipina, I would pull up Google Maps and then I'd read a quick blurb about it on Wikipedia. Google Maps. So every time you meet somebody, I know a lot of you guys are in LDRs, long distance relationships, and a lot of you guys are, at least talking to Filipinas online. Look them up on Google Maps. Another way is researching rentals. You want to research rentals in the areas that you might be interested in moving to. Again, pull up Google Maps. Look at where it is. Expand your geography area, like pull out a little bit and get a bird's eye view of the island that you're looking at, and look at some of the areas around that particular location. Now, sometimes, I'll be honest with you, when I wasn't doing anything or I just had the, cable news channel on in the background, I would just sit there and stare at Google Maps of the Philippines. And if I saw something that I was interested in, I would zoom in on it, pull it up on Wikipedia, and learn about that particular area. The next suggestion I have for you is to learn areas that are rather large that you think you might want to move to and pick 3 of them. Now, I have some suggestions. I have some suggestions for areas that might interest you to move to. Luzon. Now, on Luzon is Manila and the NCR, the National Capital Region. Very, very large area. Also, for those of us who were here in the military, Olongapo is also on Luzon. And there's several other areas that are really interesting, like 100 Islands up north, and further south is Lucena, which is a very nice smaller city that you might want to visit. Mindanao. Mindanao has Davao. Davao is a big city. I know someone who lives in Davao, and he's a Navy veteran. He's been there, I think, about 20 years now, almost 20 years, and he is very, very happy in Davao. Dumaguete is very popular amongst expats. It's on Negros. You might want to check out Dumaguete. There are a lot of foreigners, a lot of Westerners who live in Dumaguete. I chose not to go to Dumaguete because there are so many Westerners living there. Anyway, check out Dumaguete. Leyte. The big city on Leyte is Tacloban. That's a very large city. Also, MacArthur Park is there, where there's statues where MacArthur and his men walked on shore. Of course, it was staged. We all know that, but it's still an historic site. Samar. There's a big city in Samar that you might want to get familiar with if you're looking in that area, and that's Catbalogan. Now, there are not a lot of Westerners in Catbalogan or in Samar. There are some, but not a whole lot. There are more Westerners on Leyte and more Westerners here in Cebu. Cebu City and Cebu Island is another area. In Cebu, we have Lapu-Lapu City. We have Moao-Boao down south, which is a great little town, and it's popular with Westerners. There's Bogo up north. So Cebu has a lot of options. Now, this general area that I'm telling you about, Dumaguete, Leyte, Samar, Cebu, this is the Visayas. Mindanao, this is the Visayas region. So you want to check that out. General Santos is another popular city on Mindanao, along with Davao. Pick 3 of those areas and investigate them. And by investigate them, I mean look them up and see what the rentals cost there. Try to meet people. Get on the single sites and try to meet. You don't have to meet somebody for dating. One of the options for dating is a pen pal or just a friendship. You know, try to meet people in three of these areas that I just named. Now, the other tip that I have for you is out of your three areas, when you come here, visit three of them and pick one to move to right away. Pick one area, and then from there, travel around the Philippines and look around. The Philippines is a very, very cheap country to travel around. Cebu to Manila round trip is about $100. And occasionally they have flash sales where you can go each way for 760 pesos. That's less than $17. 1,000 pesos is about 17 US dollars. So it is very cheap to travel around the Philippines by air. And that's one strategy that you could use is you could pick an area, move to it, and then make sure that there's a major airport near that city, and then just travel around and look around the country until you find a spot that you think you might want to settle in long term. You don't have to stay at a resort. I know a lot of bloggers uh, review resorts and they do vlogs about resorts, but you don't have to stay in a resort. You can have the same awesome experience if you just go to a city or go to an area and you stay at a $20 or $25 a night hotel. There are a lot of hotels like that around the Philippines. They're very clean. Okay, you don't have to worry about anything, and they're kind of nice. You pay like 20, 25 bucks a night, and you can still enjoy the local amenities like the beaches and the restaurants, and it's all very, very reasonable and very affordable. Let me tell you about an Afghan War Army veteran, U.S. Army veteran that I met last year. Great guy, great guy. He lived here in Talisay in Cebu with his girlfriend, and they've been together a couple of years. When he first came here, he told me he lived in Dumaguete for about a year, and he didn't like it. He said, now, I don't know, I haven't even been to Dumaguete, but this is what he told me, okay? He said, you won't like Dumaguete if you don't drink. He said, and I drink, but the thing I found about Dumaguete is that all there is to do is go to the bar every day and sit and drink beer. That is the biggest attraction about Dumaguete. He said, and I left. I got bored and I left. And I came here to Cebu. And I've lived in a couple of places in Cebu, he told me. My girlfriend and I have been here, and they stayed in one of the nicer gated communities, Corona del Mar. And he told me we stayed here for a couple of years, and now we're thinking of Iloilo. We visited Iloilo, and we love it. Now, I do have a friend, guys, who lives in Iloilo, and he's been there for several years, and he loves it. They tell me Iloilo is a very clean area, and I also saw pictures of my friend's home. He has a really large, very, very nice house with modern amenities in Iloilo for the same price that he was paying here in Talisay. All right, now, you've picked your three areas. The next thing you want to do is investigate the rents in those three areas. And there are a few ways to do that. FB Marketplace, Facebook Marketplace is a great resource for finding out rents. In fact, the place that I live in now, the townhome I live in now in Naga, I'm very happy with, and I found it on Facebook Marketplace. Lamudi.com is another one. The only thing about Lamudi.com is that a lot of the rental agents will put listings on there and they'll forget to take them off once they're rented out. It's a good resource though, but just keep in mind that you're going to have to call, and don't be surprised if the listings have not been removed and they're old. Another one is .property.com. Another rental website, another good one. What these websites do is they give you an idea of what the market is like. Airbnb is probably the best option, I would say. It's an awesome strategy because what you can do is you can rent an Airbnb. And a lot of these landlords who rent out their places on Airbnb, what they want are consistent rentals, right? They want consistent rents they would love to have long-term tenants rather than just renting it out week to week or every couple of weeks as an Airbnb. So if you find a place on Airbnb and you really, really like it, just approach them. Just say, hey, I want to rent it long term. How much would you charge me for a month to month, for a 6-month contract or a 1-year contract? And I don't recommend when you first rent a place, renting longer than 1 year, because you never know. You might not like it. The landlord might not be reliable with repairs. So just ask about the long-term rentals. That's how I got my first place in Lapu-Lapu City, was that I liked it, and I was tired of moving around with my dog. We were jet lagged, and we'd been moving around from one Airbnb to the next for 2 weeks, and I asked how long, if they were willing to rent it out long term, and what the price would be for a contract. And it's the same as a lease. They call a lease a contract here. Some listings on Airbnb, if you look at the Airbnb website, some listings will have the long-term rental prices. It'll say, 6 months, 1 year, 2 years in the notes if you look at the listing carefully. If you feel you got value out of this video, hit like and subscribe. Thank you to all my subscribers. Welcome to all my new subscribers. Shoot me an email at gallivanting.kendall23@gmail.com. And as always, take care of each other and give somebody a great day.